What do you feel that the accomplishments of Wisconsin RID have been all along?
Well, I'm not sure how to answer that question. We have had some good leaders. They've established various programs. For example, I'm not really sure, I've been away quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly, but I think they were involved in helping develop well, people here were trained, but I don't really know. I'm sorry about that one.
What do you see as the future for Wisconsin RID?
Well, I think the organization has to change with the times. You have to meet the needs of deaf individuals as they change. For example, in the past, there was no video relay service, nothing like that. There were fewer jobs for interpreters. People didn't really know a lot about the use of interpreters, but there's been a lot of growth. And of course, the demand for a higher level of proficiency is here. I mean, we never demanded that same thing in the past. Many things that happened then would not be acceptable today. The young people won't take it.
Won't accept, can you be clarified?
Oh, sure. They won't accept, the standard of interpreting that we accepted it before. They will draw the line and say it's unacceptable for them, that they need a higher quality of service. That would never happen in the past. I do wish that they would, again, reestablish the Joint Legislative Committee on a regular basis, not this periodic view at legislation, because if you have to keep an eye on the legislature. I mean, Wisconsin RID and the Wisconsin Association of the Deaf both need to get with that again. And we need to keep an awareness and watch on legislation, because you miss things if you don't watch.
So it seems that in your early history, there was a lot of cooperation.
Oh, I think so.
With the Joint Legislative.
Oh, yes. I was very involved with that right from the beginning as it progressed. Yeah, for many years. They were strong, and it was important.
I have a question that wasn't on here, but I'm going to ask you. You talked a lot about having an oral education. You know that RID has and had an oral interpreting certification. Did you ever get that?
No. Really, I wouldn't want to go back to being fully oral again. No way. I wished very much that I had signed earlier in my life for social reasons and meet people in different ways. I often say if it's not for sign, I would not have done many of the things that I've done. I would not have had the jobs that I've had.
So you mentioned that you had certification.
Yes.
And you took it like 10 years after the certification.
Approximately 10 years, yes.
Began. So you just applied for certification in sign language and not for oral interpreting, is that right?
I had what was called the reversed skills certification. That's all. And I've retired from that. I really didn't keep up with that, but really, that was the only thing I ever did. I did a lot of evaluating of interpreters, but really, looking back, I think they were wonderful people, but I couldn't have known that.
Can you talk a little bit about that Wisconsin RID evaluation team? What was that like?
Well, there were 5 people on a team. I think 2 had to be deaf, or 2 or 3. I don't know what the combination was, but there were 5 of us, and we would evaluate candidates. And again, remember, there wasn't a lot of training for this. We would get together for these all-day events and watch interpreters all day and document what we saw. I mean, looking back, I really don't think I did a wonderful job, but that's what we knew at that time. That's what we had at that time. I mean, today, I believe they have a much better system, a much higher level of quality and expectation.
Probably higher quality of training.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.